All right, so I have to call bullshit on something that I saw. And this is really just a direct message to anybody who understands reality. So, there was a group of transgender people complaining about the way they get treated, complaining about the way they have to go through life hiding who they are and what they are and being disrespected, right? Now, I'm going to tell you what I saw. And this is the first time I've seen this type of behavior. The same exact, damn near even word for word, okay? But the same exact verbal lashing as well. So I'm eating in a food court, right, in the mall. And they're sitting like the table right across from me. And they're just playing, they're the victims, okay? They're this, they're that. And one of them, I guess it was a guy that one of them used to deal with or whatever, however it went. I don't know, but I guess it was like, whatever the situation was, he didn't want to be bothered. So the transgender starts, oh, so now you want to act like you don't know me, and this and all this shit. Yeah, so this and that, yeah, but when you was sucking my dick, when I was this and that, yeah, when you was bending me over, when it was that, now, all of this back and forth, I said to myself, wow, I didn't say anything to them, it wasn't my business. But I said, you know what? I decided I'm going to talk about this shit. You know why? Because here's my thing. If you're so disappointed and heartbroken because people won't accept your lifestyle and their own lives, like whether a person just don't agree with your lifestyle, we always talk about the freedom of speech, right? But notice how when it comes to like homosexuals, when it comes to transgender people, it's something, it's like, it's a curse to say you're not into that lifestyle, right? But here's the funny thing about transgender people. Why is it that you always talk about how people treat you? You always talk about not being accepted. You talk about the lack of inclusion, right? But why is it that when you do meet someone that does, have whatever type of relationship with you, you want to write a book about it, you want to go on a podcast and tell everybody what that person y'all did to each other, and the fact that you're, for me to see someone yelling, making a scene, yelling, screaming, yeah, just like when you used to this and that, you used to suck my dick, you used to bend me over, yeah, tell everybody to sit on your face, tell all this shit. Why are you putting yourself out there? You think people are going to look at you and feel pain instead of going, look at this disrespectful, no class having motherfucker right here? What makes you think you're supposed to be treated differently? Your choice of sexuality is your fucking business. And the funny thing about it is when this transgender person was yelling all of this out, the guy looked and said, are you finished? And this. He paid for his stuff and left. And next thing I know, because the transgender went around the corner, I could hear this person's voice all the way around the corner. The rest of them, not one of them, tried, hey, look, stop, don't do that. Just stop, let it go. Listen, that's so fucked up. That's that. People this and that. Playing the victim. And I just sat here and said, you know what, man, we're just in the day and time now where common sense just doesn't register, man. It just, like, it's just not there. This person went and put their business all out there, and all in the sake of them trying to make him look bad, want to expose and put his business out there with what he did with you. This is the level of class that you have. So now you're categorizing him because whatever the hell y'all had, I don't care if he cheated on you or whatever the hell he did or whatever, how it went. He didn't deny anything and he didn't admit anything. He just looked at it and said, are you finished? And as soon as his stuff, he turned around and paid for his stuff and walked on. And then the next thing I know, the police come in, they escorted the transgender out. The rest of them started acting up and blah, blah, blah. But they always are talking about how when they go somewhere, people are targeting them. But I noticed how none of them ever put the other one in check. Everything that happens is always everybody's against transgenders. I don't understand how grown adults behave like this, but I'll tell you what. Like I said, I've seen this behavior several times. If you don't have a problem with putting your business out there when you're trying to expose someone, because that's all you're doing. Yeah, let everybody know how you used to do this and that to me and we used to, right? So this is what I'm saying. If you don't have a problem with that, why should anybody else have a problem with saying whatever the hell they're going to say about you. Because now all you're doing is saying, don't treat me the way I treat you. Because I'm transgender, then it's gay bashing or whatever the hell, whatever you want to call it, because of my sexuality. No, you're putting your sexuality out there. And the thing about that is, if whatever happened and that person, you felt some type of way, that's the way you chose to deal with it. But then you think someone is supposed to bring you into their life, and then it's like, let you control the way things go and the way it happens. So when I see them crash out like that, and not one of them stand up and tell the other one to stop, man, like, cool out, yeah, stop acting like that. No, y'all want to all play the victims now. So my whole thing with that was, well, what exactly was it that this person was expecting this person to say or do, that he had to explain himself not only to the transgender but to everybody in it? Because this person was yelling and screaming and making a big scene about whatever they did. And I just started like, wow, I'm sitting there. And the cops wound up escorting that one left in cuffs. Two of them left in cuffs, and the other two was, that's this and this and this. And I don't know if they wound up cuffing them too, because they got to go because of the way they started acting. And this is what I'm saying. It always is a conversation of transgender people being beat up or they're being targeted. Okay, look at how many people who we don't know anything about their sexuality, they just get beat up and targeted for whatever reason. I'm not saying you should target a person because of their sexual preference or whatever. No, I'm not saying. I'm saying when people just commit crimes, period. And sexuality has nothing to do with it. It's always, though, when something happens to a transgender, it's because of their sexuality. But at the same time, man, you're jumping up in this person's face and trying to make a scene out of me, looking stupid. And I'm just sitting there like, wow. And you know, if, like, let's just say, for example, let me make a comparison. So for anybody that may not say, in case you don't get my point, let's say if a white guy's driving a car, a black guy's driving a car, right? Let's say 50 white guys, okay? And let's say 50 black guys. If a white cop pull over a black person and they're making racial slurs, they're being just rude and disrespectful. Now, when they pull the white person over, they're not making racial slurs and they're not coming at them with disrespect. They're being polite to them. They're talking to them. They're reasoning with them. Can you honestly say that that officer pulled all of these people over with the same intentions? And you certainly can't say that these racist cops pulled over the white people for the same reason. They're not calling you racial slurs. They're not treating you that way, right? So my point is, even if it was a situation where, let's say somebody was driving, they didn't have their lights on, and it was a drizzle outside, and let's say white guys did it, black guys did it, but they're being polite to the white guys. They're not shooting racial slurs. They're reasoning. There's no disrespect going on. Again, can you say the intentions were the same? Absolutely not. A stupid person will say that. So this is part of like the point. What I'm saying is like you have this, people are picking on me because I'm transgender. Then you have this, oh, they treat us like we're not human, but it's all like you guys want to feel inclusion, but you put your business out there. Like, what business was it of anybody else's what you and this guy did? And that's the whole point of what I'm saying. Even if that person was on the down low with it, that means you know that person was on the down low with it, because I'm pretty sure they probably told you, like, just, whatever, with or without explanation. But bottom line, why? If somebody, and let me show you the difference of what I'm saying, because if somebody is openly gay, those words wouldn't have came out that transgender person's mouth. That's the whole point of what I'm saying. You wouldn't have been saying, oh, tell everybody how, yeah, like when you was sucking on my nigga, how was this and that, you was bending me over. You wouldn't have said that. Why? Because that openly gay man doesn't care. You can't embarrass him. That's the point of what I'm saying. You put your own business out there. You disrespect yourself. You belittle yourself. but then say people treat you that way because of your sexual preference. So a man, I guess in other words, like I said, he's on the DL with it. He don't want people to know that he's into transsexuals. So what he does is whatever he has with the transsexual, it's supposed to be between them. So even if they part ways, what's the purpose of you, right? So this is my point. So your intentions is to try to make this person look bad. Now, just think the way I'm making, same way I'm making this video. I'm pretty sure there's probably everybody that saw it went home at some point and talked to somebody about what they saw. And they're saying the same shit that I'm saying. Like, they come in there and make a scene and then start hollering, it's because I'm transsexual. See, that's what I heard. They were yelling at the police. Oh, you arrested me because I'm transgender. No, if you would have set your dumb ass down with your little group of transgender friends and you would have had your conversation and eaten whatever like you were doing, the cops wasn't coming for you. That's the whole point. They responded to a call, a disturbance call. And I'm pretty sure somebody in the mall made the call. The cop didn't walk up to you and say, hey, are you transgender? Yeah, okay, you're under arrest. No, it was because of the behavior. But that's what the transgenders start yelling at. It's because I'm transgender. That's why you arrested me. That piece of shit did this to me. And they're like, ma'am, right? Motherfucker said, ma'am, right? No, the motherfucker said, sir, ma'am. He said, look, it's not about him. He's not doing anything at all. It's you. And then the friends made it worse. So yeah, 2 of them were in cuffs. They probably ended up cuffing all 4 of them in the end. But I mean, it was like nobody had no chill. No, hey, stop. This is not necessary. Nah, it was just, let's just all act up. But hey, just thought that was interesting, man, to see. Because once again, you know, I see all these people jumping up and always talking about how they get treated. And my thing about that is, really simple. Your business is your business. And the fact is, regardless to whatever you and that guy did, whatever, your intentions was to make him look bad, to expose him. And like I said, it's obvious this transgender know that he didn't want people to know that he lived that double life or whatever the fuck. Yeah, and that's why this is my point. So if you don't respect your own privacy, why should anybody else? Like, let's be real. That was nobody else's business. Everybody else was sitting there. There was nobody in there yelling, screaming, making a bunch of noise. Everybody, y'all know if you ever been in like a crowded food court and like a mall, they have all these stores going around. And that's pretty much how it was. So everybody's just sitting there eating their food, people in line ordering food, and they coming there making a scene. To do what? And the only thing you accomplished would make yourself look bad. So now when people look at you, and it has nothing to do with your skin color or anything, your nationality, just the fact that here you are, a transgender, playing the victim and crying about how people treat you guys and look at you differently, but look at what you're doing. And like I said, when you guys are sitting here writing books and telling your little stories and going on podcasts talking about which celebrity you had sex with, and everybody want to make, tell us, and they want to, you know, talk about it. You know what these podcasters are doing. You know what the purpose is. So when you sit up here and tell people you had sex with several celebrities and this kind, like, are you really concerned about how people treat you at that point? Because you're not concerned about how you're treating these people. You see what I'm saying? So once again, it's obvious it's something that's supposed to be between you and that person. But then things don't go right. And then all of a sudden now, let me just tell. And the thing about it is, even if there was no issue between the 2 people, it's just like, I just got to tell somebody. And this is what I saw happen at the mall. And I said, wow. And people just shaking their heads looking like, wow. But then, of course, you always got the young, dumb, dramatic idiots that think everything is for entertainment purposes. And yeah, there were people sitting there recording with their cell phones. So some people may even uploaded that shit or whatever. I didn't care to upload that or record that shit or whatever. That's their business. I don't do that kind of shit. I don't record people. But what I did, you know, like I said, yes, you know what? Let me talk about this. But I did. You know, there was a woman that was there. We were getting ready to leave, and she was sitting like across from me as well, but on the opposite side, towards my right. They were like towards my left. Then she just looked at me and she said, "What happened to human beings? How many times have you heard me say that?" And I looked at her and I said, "Yeah, it's like you're reading my mind." And yeah, we joked about just that was that, and then she said something about the gym. and this, that, and whatever, and that, just, you know, whatever. Hey, you know, all right, enjoy the rest of your night. Get home safe. And that was that. But, you know, yeah, y'all keep crying about the way you being treated. And I just feel like you want to be included in everything. You want to be the boss of everything. You want to stand out. You want everybody to notice you. But when they notice you, you get mad because they don't notice you the way you want them to notice you. Real simple, you know. Carry yourselves better. Carry yourselves more decent. Like, let's be real. It's nobody's business what goes on in your bedroom or whatever. But like I said, you put that information out there and then they decide, okay, cool. So imagine if people did upload that and they saw it and they're complaining about it. You did it. It's not like they went to your house and secretly recorded you in your house, you know. No, you went out in public and you did that. And so my thing is, for these transgender people that keep crying about the way they get treated, why don't you guys ever correct each other? Why don't you ever, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I heard one day talking about how I'm sick of people looking at us like we're sex objects. We have feelings. We want love. We want true love. Okay, let's say that that's the case. Why is it that even when you had a relationship with someone that was giving you whatever type of attention or whatever the fuck it is you wanted from them or whatever, but it don't work, it didn't work, it came to an end. Now, again, you want to let everybody know what y'all did and how y'all did it and all this kind of, and if it was big, if it was small, if it was, again, and y'all think that this is attractive. So as a community, y'all sit up and discuss it and ha LOL, but then when it backfires, it's because I'm transgender. This is what we keep getting every single time. And when I see this type of behavior, I'm like, yeah, this world is fucked up in so many ways. People in this planet is just fucked up in so many ways. So many fucking ways. And I say, instead of running around here playing the victim, look in the mirror, be real with yourselves and understand. You can't say that you don't have an agenda when you can't just walk away from a situation and leave it at that. No, I want to expose this person and let everybody know what we did. And I tell you what, and I'm going to close. If you messed around and let's say this same guy that you told everybody about wound up having AIDS, and people remember you saying that, they're going to look at you like he probably caught it from you. Or you probably got it too. Oh, people making rumors saying I got AIDS or something. Okay. Had you kept your business to yourself and just walked away from the situation, nobody would know, would they? All right. So people are responding to you based on your own words. Y'all got to do better, man. Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.